This is the rear, the passenger side, rear. And the passenger side front. So all of them are done.
Alright, so here in the front, we have these two caliper brackets. The top one, and then this one down here. What you want to do, take a 17 mil socket, and you want to break those two nuts loose, and the caliper will just slide right off. You may have to wiggle it because it's compressing against these front brake pads, but it should come out easy. So now you've taken the caliper off and you've hanged it up. What I do is I set it on top of the strut, but I also use a bungee cord to make sure it doesn't fall down. The reason why I don't want to just let it hang off to the side is because of this brake hose right here. Now mine's a 32-year-old car, so if I just let it hang, probably stretch it, crack it, break it, then over time will leak out and I'll lose my brakes, which is a no-go. But also same thing with newer cars, even though their line is newer and more not as maybe dry rotted as you can say, you still don't want to do that and run the risk of breaking this. So now just these two bolts for the caliper bracket, which are also a 17 mil. So let's get that off. Now that the caliper bracket is off, the brake rotor should just slide right off like that. Now, usually if you're up north, I'm down south in Texas, you see they don't really rust on. You see there is rust, but it doesn't get stuck. So what you would do if it is stuck, just get you a hammer, something bigger than this one, and you would just tap on the brake rotor until it comes loose. But if you see that little hole right there and this one right there, you would use a bolt, 2 bolts, then stick it in and slowly turn each one, which will push the brake rotor off of this hub right here, and in turn taking it off. That's what I had to do in the rear section because they were a little stuck. But yeah, now that we have this off, we can go ahead and get the new rotor. All right, so this is the new rotor. All we have to do is take this and put it on. Now I bought upgraded ones, so thankfully they came with the sticker, as you can see, and it says front driver's side because of these slits and drills in the rotor because of their performance. And let's install it, and after that we'll install the brake caliper, and make sure you use a mesh brush to get all that nastiness off of there. Now I've put the pad in, I've greased up the points of contact, also greased up the pad where the caliper touches, and also in the rear. Next thing I need to do is put the brake pad back on, but as you can see, the pistons, there's 2 of them, are sticking out. So I'm going to use a tool just like this and an old brake pad to set on top of the pistons. Then use this, put this under the lip and twist it to push the pistons back down. All right, once you put the bracket on, you want to definitely torque it. I know I did it to 40 foot-pounds. Now I think I did 35 in the rear, I believe that's what it called for. And then the front, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm doing a safe 40 foot-pounds, which should be good. After that, you want to get your little plates and put them on the mount. Then, after you get the bottom and top one, you want to get some grease and lube up where the brake pad sits down to prevent any squeaks and squealing from the brakes. And then you have to take it all back off and lube it up properly. So now I have everything put back together and torqued. I wasn't able to film me doing it as I only have two hands and I need both of them. So I also torqued the caliper bolts that bolt the caliper onto the caliper mounting bracket to 40 foot-pounds, which I'd say is a safe number. It may be more or less depending on your make, model, and trim level. As you can see, I greased up the front just where the caliper touches because I will be able to see through the wheel and I didn't want grease to be everywhere. But I did do it in the back as you don't see that. And just a quick tip, if you're struggling with keeping your brake rotor still and fully on, just take one of the lug nuts and screw it on all the way and it'll hold the rotor onto the hub and you won't have to fight with it. So that's how you do a complete brake pad and rotor change. And also too, make sure you grease up the slide pin or the slide nut, as there are threads that go through here, but after that it's smooth and you want to grease that to make sure the caliper is able to go back and forth properly. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something and you can fix your Mitsubishi 3000 GT if you have one, or any car you'll have. Have a good one. Make sure you like and subscribe for more educational content with Alexander.